Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory Podcast. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button. What's good, Danny? How have you been?
I've been good, dude. I've had a hell of a week. Some big shit happened for me at work, thank God. And then your boy completed his first ever full 26.2 mile marathon on Sunday.
Congrats.
Thank you, bro. Fucking dude, low key, like on some petty shit. I was like this close yesterday to like suing Nike, bro, because the shoes I wore, bro, like I thought I broke them in, were horrendous, dude. Like,
oh, man.
so I was battling the elements because like out of nowhere, Miami decided to be 87 degrees yesterday, and it's been the 60s like all month long. And it decides on Sunday of the marathon to be 87 degrees, bro, like at 8:30 in the morning. So I'm like, bro, this heat is something I'm not accustomed to. So I was doing just fine. Obviously, I finished the most important thing, bro. Like, so I don't know if you've ever been to marathon or had seen it on TV or whatever, but it's like the full marathon and the half marathon go simultaneously. And then at one point, the half marathon and the full marathon like cuts, right? Bro, the amount of people who were actually doing the half marathon, the full marathon, drastic difference, bro. Like, there was barely anyone doing the full marathon. But then as I'm doing more and more miles, I'm seeing people drop like flies, bro. Like ambulance rushing, like talking to themselves on the floor, like, I can't do this anymore. So like, I was like, all right, bro, just finished. So like, I was proud of myself for that. But bro, when I tell you these shoes were horrendous, dog, like it wasn't even like my lungs or my legs not working. It's, dude, my feet were in agony, bro, from like it was just rubbing my big toes. Like, dude, if you look at my big toes right now, we're not going to put an image up, don't worry. But it looks like someone just fucking was stepping on my big toe for like 4 hours straight. Like, Damn. It is black and blue, bro. The back of my heel was just scabbed up, bleeding. I was like, dog, like, no shoe should do this to you, bro. So,
wait, are these shoes different from what you've been practicing with?
So I got these shoes in the last month. So okay. I haven't put that many miles in, but I did enough to break them in, and they were like, they felt off, but I was like, all right, man, maybe they just need time for me to break them in, right? Bro, yeah. There's no time. These shoes were terrible, bro, like terrible. So I'm getting my money back, but a little part of me was like, bro, like if I end up with like long-term injuries, like I'm suing Nike, bro, because there's no need for this shit, man. Like I get it. It's one thing to like battle the heat, but like to battle the shoes you paid like $200-300 for that are meant to be the best marathon running shoes, like fuck out of here, dog. So, but I completed, I finished, man. I was proud of myself. Again, I think I did it like in 5.5 hours. So, yeah, it was cool. It was a cool moment. Again, cool achievement. Did it in memory of my mom. So yeah, man, it all felt nice. I also, I'll share with you like a cool moment. I was gonna post about this later, but so on my bib that like had my number and stuff, I put my mom's name on it, and like around like the 20-mile mark, like an onlooker was like just encouraging people, right? Like there was cool volunteers like encouraging people, but all she saw was my bib and like the name on it, right? So they're assuming that name is my name, right? So they were like, "Go, Thenny, you can do it, Thenny, like keep pushing." So like in that moment, like it really like helped me like bring it full circle, like give me like an extra push to just like, you know, finish the race and get it over with, bro. So it was
nice. No, that's awesome.
It was really cool, man. So I think I have the itch. I'm gonna try to do the New York Marathon in November, and just get like just see how my body reacts and do it again. But yeah, man, it was cool just to push your body to the limits and just like come through it unscathed for the most part. Like it was a pretty dope experience.
Sweet. No, that's dope. I've always whenever I see photos of people doing the marathon and everything, like it looks like a really cool thing to be part of, and forces you to kind of like have a different level of discipline that you might not be used to. So as I see more and more people do it, I'm like actually considering it. Obviously, I'll start off with lower level marathons like the half one or whatever. I think there's something even below that.
Yeah, it's like a 10K and then like
10K, 5K I think even exists, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's interesting though, because it really is just a battle against yourself, and you have to like almost like tell your ego to calm down. And like an example I'll use is like, bro, there was one moment like around we just did the half marathon part. So now we're like going into mile 14, 15. It's blistering hot, bro. And then like a 60-year-old woman just flies by me. I'm just like, bro, like, am I a bitch? You know what I mean? But you have to remember, like, bro, she could have been the race for like hours more than you, or
Yeah.
Shoot, you know what I mean? Like, it's not my battle, bro. Like, this is the pace that I have to go at to finish. Like, it doesn't matter what anyone does. But bro, there's moments where I'm like, bro, is this old man just flying by me? Like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. No, it's funny you mentioned that because this weekend I did a hike that I reluctantly did a hike.
Gorgeous though, by the way. I wish I should have used it, but yeah, dude, you were posting some like beautiful shit, and the fact that's like right by your house is even crazier.
Yeah, I wish I had looked at the pictures from other people beforehand because I think that would have motivated me more. But I was pleasantly surprised either way. But
so just people know, what's the name of that area?
So it's called Mission Peak. I think the regular route is 6 miles round trip. I think there's a longer route that is, I don't know, maybe 10 or something. Not too sure. I think it's just a little bit longer, but
I feel like for hiking,
uphill.
I feel like you tell me, because I've hiked a couple times when I come to visit you and visit Billy, but like I feel like those 6 miles go quick, right? Like I feel like you're never like truly exhausted because like the views are distracting. You're never like walking at a certain pace that you're like, bro, let's like slow down. Like it almost like flies by, like it's almost like nothing, right? Or am I crazy?
No, I think you're right. That's accurate. I think the weather has a lot to do with it because I know if it's super hot and miserable, then like a 2 mile hike might feel like forever.
Yeah.
Or if you're parched and super thirsty. But in this case, I mean, we were with a few friends. It was pretty cloudy, or at least early in the morning, so that the sun wasn't quite out yet. And yeah, it was beautiful. So that definitely made it fly by. It was pretty steep. So even though it was, a slow pace and tons of space and everything, if you're not accustomed to that incline, it could be tough. But I do the Stairmaster pretty often, so it wasn't too bad for me. Like I'm not sore at all. Whereas my wife, like, was walking around the house like she was fucking 95 years old and fell down the stairs.
Bro,
like,
that's how I'm walking right now, bro. Like, dude, I had it caught, dude. Like my right knee feels like it's hyperextended. Dude, yesterday, like I could barely walk after the race. Like, yo, that shit, dude, 26 miles, you feel every moment of that, bro.
I bet. And what's wild too is similar to you, I'm walking up, and then I see 3 old people running up the hill, 10 minutes later, back down and then back up. I'm like, how are they doing this? They have to do this for a living or some shit.
But that's the thing, bro. Like, again, you have so much time on your hand on these races that you start thinking about everything. My mind is like, bro, these women or older men must do this every day. Bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like they train for this shit. We're like, again, I trained for this for the last like 4 months, like dedicated time, but still, bro, like it wasn't on some like ritual every day, my body is my temple, blah 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 shit, right? Whereas I think these like 50-year-old plus people, like that's what they're doing. Because I was like, bro, I'm telling you, man, there were some elderly people just boom. I was like, bro, there's no like, yo, I know I'm in good shape, dude. Like there's no fucking way I look this way, I'm not in good shape. So but yeah, it was interesting, bro. Kudos. There was a person who did the race, and bro, they were 72 years old, like, and it was like their 8th marathon and shit. So like, kudos to people like that. But yeah, for you, man, I was very impressed by the views, man. So that's pretty cool. You have that like right by you.
Yeah, no, it was nice to explore the area because I haven't really done too much of that, at least nature wise. And fortunately, my friend, convinced us to go out there. So definitely gonna be doing more outdoorsy stuff. Probably gonna do pickup basketball.
Oh, nice, dude.
Since he suggested it, I haven't played sports with friends like on a regular basis since probably like college. So yeah, that'll be really nice.
That'll be nice. So is it with Moon?
Yeah, Moon.
Nice, dude. Yeah, that's gonna be good, bro. And it was very interesting, bro. To get back into pickup basketball at 34, Liz, it's gonna be very interesting. So like, I wonder like if you should like ease into like just shooting around with Moon for like a couple weeks to get comfortable, and then like pick up game settings.
Yeah. I mean, so it's me, him, and my wife's coworker who we've been hanging out with for a while. I don't know like where or what the setting is. I told him, I'm like, I never really like playing pickup basketball because they assume like I'm fit, I'm black, like I'll be good.
You have
and then
to
I'm
be
fucking
good.
and I'm fucking airballing it, like forgetting some of the rules and shit. So I was like, we got to start off kind of slow with people who are whack, and then we can like upgrade to like real ballers who do this shit like every other day.
Yeah, bro, because you'll be surprised, man. There'll be some people like at a random LA Fitness or whatever, and you're like, oh wow, you guys like are good. And it's like I wasn't prepared for this kind of thing.
Right.
So like,
Yeah.
I feel you, dude. Have you ever watched The Office growing up?
No.
Oh, bro. Okay. Damn. Like, I wish I could insert the clip here, but it's like, there's an episode, like, again, this is like, again, early 2000s where shit was just like more off the wall. But like, there's like a black, like, sales rep and they have like a basketball game. And like the boss is like, "Oh, you're on my team, obviously." And the guy's like, "Why is that obvious?" And the guy is terrible at basketball. And the guy's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like,
yeah,
bro. No, I feel you, bro. I remember like in college, and like whenever a black kid would get picked, and like he wasn't good, like everyone was so offended. It's like, bro, what do you expect? Like, I study, bro. You know, I don't play basketball. Like, what do you want from me?
Exactly. And there's nothing for me, there's nothing that feels more like a waste of time than just like running back on the court, running back and forth on the court and not getting like a single chance to fucking shoot the ball because they don't think you're good. So that's another thing. Like when we were at the Airbnb for the recent family vacation, like shooting around and just having fun, like alone was amazing.
Correct. Yeah. And it wasn't that innate pressure of like, yeah, this is a fun game, but like we're trying to win. Stop fucking up, because bro, like, like I feel that, and I play like every Tuesday. So okay. Otherwise, good weekend. Yeah.
Otherwise, it was a good weekend. Looking forward to getting back in the swing of things of working out because I had hurt my wrist for like a couple weeks. So I think tonight is the first night I'm gonna like really go hard back in the gym.
Oh, are you so you're an evening gym guy?
Oh, what? Evening gym? Yeah.
Okay, it's dude, because I've never been able. Again, I've worked out in the evening before, but bro, like I've seen I think I told you before on the pod and like offline, like bro, like if I don't get a morning workout in, I am a different human being Monday through Friday. Like bro, like, and it's almost like I feel guilty to my employer because the Danny they get if I don't work out is just useless, bro. Like I don't get my brain doesn't even start working until like noon. Whereas, like, if I get a 6 a.m. workout in, I am like the best employee ever hired in the history of the company. So, like, yeah, dude, evening workouts fuck me up because that gives me like an extra adrenaline that now I can't go to sleep till like 1 or 2 in the morning, and then I'm definitely not going to wake up the next day and work. So, like, it's a fucking like terrible cycle for me. So, kudos to you for making that work because I can never be an evening guy.
Yeah, it's for me. So I've tried to do the morning thing, but now, especially because I have to get up even earlier, I'd basically have to get up at like 5:30. And I just don't know if I'm capable of that. I mean, obviously if I have the discipline I can, but I don't want to.
Yeah, it's more that. It's like, I know I could, but why?
Right. And for me, honestly, like whether or not I go to the gym, like my sleep cycle is pretty much the same. Like I know some people, for instance, they can't have a cup of coffee past 5 o'clock because then they're fucking up all night. Me, I could literally be chugging a cup of coffee while I'm trying to go to sleep. It's not going to do shit. So
that's wild.
Kind of how I'm. Yeah.
That's wild. Gina's like that too. She can drink a cup of coffee and it really does nothing. I think she honestly just drinks it for the taste. Like it's not doing anything to keep her awake. So interesting. But all right, man, to get back in the swing of things. You have any trips coming up?
Just Hawaii at the end of February, but no work.
No work between then. Between now and then.
No.
Nice.
Correct. Yep.
Good for you, bro. That's awesome. That's definitely going to help you with getting back into your mojo. But let's get into it. Episode 166. A lot of like random things in the news, which would be cool to talk about. I didn't think again, I know women in hip hop have been at the top of most discussions recently, but I think this week it put like the entire pop world on notice that it was only about female hip hop. So, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing, but it just gets more interesting. So I think this all started with Megan Thee Stallion dropped a song called Hiss, right? Hiss, and had a lot of was it references is a better phrase. I don't think it was any direct shots. Like no one's name was dropped, but it was
like subliminals.
A bunch of subliminals. Yeah. People understood what was going on here, who she was targeting. A lot of people say obviously Tory, Drake, I think caught a few strays, and then obviously Nicki Minaj being the biggest one. So what were your thoughts on the actual track itself?
The Megan Thee Stallion one I actually thought was pretty good. I think the Megan's Law line is super clever. I actually didn't know what that law was until after everyone was talking about it, and I was like, why is that bar the one that stings?
Yeah. Can you explain? Because I was also confused. Like, why is this like the hardest line in this fucking song?
So Megan's Law is basically a law that requires, we'll call them S offenders, to be publicized. basically your public name is on record if you're an offender. And Nicki Minaj's, I think, husband is an actual
listed as one,
convicted
right?
offender. Yep.
Yeah.
And even her brother, I think, also allegedly had done something. So
Wow.
it's like a 2-for-1 bar. And she obviously pissed off Nicki Minaj with that line. And it's just insane that the coincidence is her name is actually Megan. And then there's a law called Megan's Law. And that obviously set Nicki Minaj off. And
and we'll get into that in a second. But the song itself, though, you felt like what would you rate his as a song in general?
If I had to give it a rating, I don't know. It's like a B plus. Like I wouldn't. It's not something I would replay. I think it was a very momentary thing, and that's kind of how I see a lot of these disses. Like I'm like most disses, I'm not gonna play it over and over and over. So yeah, I think it was a clever shot, and worthy of, you know, the queen of hip hop being bothered enough to respond.
Yeah. I think I'm right there with you. Again, there's very few hip hop, like what other genres making beef songs, right? But like, there's very few hip hop beef songs that are replayable. Like, I think Back to Back is one of them. Obviously, you go back in the day with, 50 Cent and Wangsta, Tupac and Hit 'Em Up. Like, those are classic. Like, Nas, Ether. There's like literally like 4 or 5. Run that shit back regardless of the situation. But this one was more of like a moment in hip hop, right? Like, oh wow, like they're actually going at each other here. I'm here for it, right? Like I'm here for it. I think the song itself is clever. We'll get into the comparison with Nicki Minaj's response in a second, but I think the song itself is clever. Again, I think I've been on record before. Like I don't really care for Megan Thee Stallion's flow. It also just sounds vulgar, bro. Like I hate sounding like an old head or like whatever kind of like red pill dude, but like I don't know, man. The content itself just when it comes out of her mouth, it just sounds like, ugh. Bro, like, do you have to be so fucking nasty about it when you say it? Like, there's still enough references to like her pussy being this and that, and we're like, bro, is this a dick song or like what's happening here? So again, I would give like a 7.5, but I thought it was a good song. Again, I just personally don't like Megan Thee Stallion, but as far as the track itself, like I thought it was definitely worthy of like people talking about it because it was clever and the bars were clever. I think the line about making fun of BBLs, but you have the same scars, like. That was clever. Yeah, man. Like I appreciate what she tried to achieve on that song.
Yeah, same. It seems like she's obsessed with these snake references because wasn't the track before it something called Cobra or something? What was it?
Yeah, Cobra, and this is Hiss, right?
Yeah, Hiss, Cobra. Yeah.
Yo, but that line, which I'm assuming was about Drake, that like you have so many different accents and you're like posted up in other people's hood like a bad bitch. I was like, bro, like that was pretty good. That was pretty good, dude. Like,
right. No, it's clever and like that one clearly seemed. I feel like there's no debate on who that was meant for because I can't think of any other rapper that gets made fun of for
changing up the accent. Yeah. No, I get that. And again, I don't think he's gonna respond. Because he's done enough subliminal shots along the way where it's like, if anything, this is a retaliation to him. Like, bro, like I keep hearing you like just shut the fuck up kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you can't get mad at her for, like good for her for standing up to him, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I think that's dope. And hip hop is supposed to be competitive. And as long as it stays on wax or whatever people want to say, like I'm totally fine with it. I think it keeps things interesting. But once family and stuff gets involved, then it becomes a little crazier than it needs to be.
Yeah, that's a great segue for Nicki Minaj's song Bigfoot, which came out last night, Sunday the 28th, right? I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But this is obviously after her going on her Twitter rampage was excellent. Which I think, unfortunately, maybe hyped up this song a little bit too much, and we thought she was coming with fucking Ether and Hit 'Em Up all in one, and this really felt like almost like a tester. Like, hey, let me just see if she'll take the bait, and then I'll come through with the haymaker. Because personally, I didn't really care for Nicki Minaj's song. Like, I thought it was super lazy. it just felt like an extended Twitter rant over like a beat where it's like, are you talking here or rapping? Like, I don't know what's like, what am I meant to be interpreting from this? I don't think any bars were too clever. And then honestly, like the constant reference to her past mother, her mother passing, like I thought maybe that was a line like, all right, if you're gonna do it once, to constantly do it multiple times felt a little, you know, over the top.
Yeah, I agree. The song itself was very difficult to listen to. I was like, this can't be real. First of all, like 3 minutes of it, she's just talking literally.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, like we saw the Twitter rant. We know what your thoughts are. Like,
right. And I don't know if it was some like reverse psychology thing. Like, I am so above you that I don't need to give you much effort to like fight back. Like, it's like a little kid.
I think there's something to that, but there's also something, bro. If you're gonna talk about this shit for 72 hours straight on Twitter,
right?
If you're gonna drop the song, it has to be like a career ender, bro. Otherwise, don't drop it. Because there were some things on I think the Grand Wizards page on Instagram that he was saying that people. This is like when Drake dropped Charged Up right before he dropped back to back, like with Meek, and I'm like, maybe, bro, but like Charged Up was so direct, a full song, like there was no messing about. Like, all right, he was like, this is war, and with this song, it's like. The song doesn't align with what the Twitter rant was saying. This feels very like weak to me.
Yeah, it feels like she's beating a dead horse. And now that I think about it, that would be a dope ass like metaphor for her going at her for like the second song or something. At this point, she's talking about how big her feet are, her deceased mom. And
dude, I think her best line was like, the bitch has got big foot. She's like 6 foot.
6 foot.
Like, okay. Yeah. I bet you tweeted about that 10 times. Like,
right. The cover art was clever. That was hilarious.
Correct.
But I feel like at this point, it almost seems like Nicki's 10 times more bothered by Megan than the reverse.
Yeah.
And that's not a good look when you're on top.
But many would say, is she on top though? Like, I don't know. Like, it's like, I think we all assume she's on top because of the legacy, right? Like, if I think of the legacy of Nicki Minaj, there's no question,
legacy.
Right?
Yeah, legacy.
But as of like today, like new hip hop female rapper fans, I think they might actually go to Megan first for a new record than they would go to Nicki Minaj to like get them in the mood or something.
Yeah, probably, or even like Sexy Red or something. But to me, it would be like if Drake went at Jay-Z and Jay-Z just like wouldn't stop like going off, then you'd be like, yo, Jay-Z, like, why are you doing this? You're bigger than this.
Yeah. No, I for sure. So I think we're both agreeing that maybe as of right now, Megan has the upper hand, right? Because she got Nicki to respond wild. And then I still think the record itself, where we're just comparing rappers to rappers, her record was, I think, more than slightly better than Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
So the beef itself, though, man, like I think you alluded to earlier, I'm here for it, bro. Like, I feel like too much in like modern day, especially like after, I don't know, man, COVID, Black Lives Matter movement, like it's almost like we try to like make people resolve their issues quickly because we're like, oh, come on, we're better than this. Like, you know, it's 2024. It's like, bro, fuck that, man. Like, you don't have to like everyone, man. And I feel like we gotten away from that, where it's like, oh no, PC culture, everyone be nice to each other. You're all making money. There's no need to beef. Like, bro, if this, like you said, if it stays on wax and it's just recording stuff and like, dude, hip hop is meant to be competitive. Like, every lyric is usually aimed at someone who you don't fuck with or you want to like flex on, right? So I definitely am here for this. Again, I do agree, like the parent shit or anyone's like deceased family members, it just feels like cringy. But I am here for the idea of like heavy hitters in hip hop beefing with each other, right? Because again, if it's a Jay-Z beefing with a no-name rapper, who gives a fuck, right? Or if it's the no-name rapper taking shots at the GOATs, it's like, bro, like this shouldn't get you on. But when it's like big name celebrities like this, bro, I am here for this every day of the week. Yeah,
no, same. And it's also interesting to me that, I mean, I guess this is just kind of how things work, but when there's a group that's a minority in a space, they almost feel like there's a limited amount of seats and they just have to like backstab or do whatever it takes to be cutthroat and get to the top. Like, you know, with white rappers, you know, there's 4 or 5 big ones, and then inevitably one or two's like, I gotta be the one white guy who's the
Yeah,
best.
so I
And
gotta be
feel
for the other guy. Yeah.
exactly. I feel like this is inevitable with female rappers. Like, there's only so many spots at the top that are available, and every now and then they'll like fake it and do like collabs on a big song, and then a year later, such and
They
such
got
said
beef.
this or did this, or
Yeah.
this person fucked this person's ex or whatever, and then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah. So, like, where would you, to that point though, where do you think this actual beef stems from? Right? Like, why do you think Nicki and like isn't cool with Megan?
um I mean, from what I've read, it's a good question. um I'm pretty sure she addressed it, but
Oh, did she? Yeah,
yeah.
because I was just thinking it was like more along those same lines, right? There's a weird thing in female rap where like there's just limited spots. It almost feels like, right, and like the
Mhm.
public and hip hop fans will only consume so much of that like raunchy sex rap that only like they allow like 2 to 3 women to do it at a time. And I feel like it was like Cardi was like the new person, and then we're only gonna allow like 1 or 2 more females, and it's like inevitably like the Nicki, like it just became like Nicki was the odd one out for whatever reason. Like there was like I feel like a moment in hip hop where it just shifted like aggressively to Cardi, and then whoever Cardi fucked with, that's who the public like put their arm around. And like honestly, I think like Nicki Minaj went to the wayside, even though of her legacy in hip hop being obviously bigger than Cardi.
Yeah, no, that is true. And obviously, yeah, we know Megan linked up with Cardi for WAP. And I think Nicki Minaj had made some commentary about, like women needing to like represent themselves better or something. And I think she actually did praise Megan. But I'm trying to see here like where things fell off, because I'm so confused how it went super left super fast.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if it's like Nicki like maybe praising Tory or just being boys with Drake or whatever. But dude, like again, I feel like, yeah, dude, I think besides like a couple of these recent bangers, and obviously Nicki's been winning for a while, but even recently with like the Barbie songs and all that shit. But like, I mean, dude, I really think if you ask like the average female rap listener, it's Megan, Cardi, and Ice Spice, the only ones are really checking out, right? And obviously Doja, but Doja's kind of in a class of herself. I feel like Nicki Minaj has been like the odd one out, bro. Like, and I think she's like really sensitive when like anyone is really trying to come at her, because it feels like based off her legacy, she should be like almost unapproachable. And I don't think other female rappers like fear her in that sense.
You think other female rappers don't fear her?
Do not fear her. No, like I feel like I don't think she gets the flowers from other female rappers that maybe she should deserve, right? I think it's more like Cardi gets all the love, but I think it's because Cardi like gives the love, like Cardi hops on the track of all these chicks, right? And it's just like, it feels like Nicki Minaj is like on her own, almost like doing her own.
Yeah, I feel like she kind of does have a chip on her shoulder. The vibes I get her, she is like unapproachable.
Right.
Obviously, I don't know her personally. I can't say that for certain, but I don't know. She just seems like someone who would be very standoffish and unwilling to work with some of the younger artists for fear of
them outshining her.
Yeah, them outshining her. Whereas with other people like a Drake, for instance, it doesn't seem to be the case. And I don't know how much validity there is to that, but just based on the optics, it seems like Nicki's like not trying to really have fun and just make music. It's like, I need to be on top it, and I am the queen, and like you'll respect the fucking throne. And I get it, people throw shade and talk shit and whatever, but it seems like a two-way street.
Yeah, but dude, because like the majority, I feel like that song was either her talking or her saying respect your mother or respect the queen. It's like, bro, like, all right, give us a reason to, almost like,
right.
Yeah, it was just odd. It was just odd. And I know, I feel like her fan base loved the song, right? Because her fan base is so loud. But I think objectively, it's hard to not side with Megan's diss track if you're going to compare the two.
Yeah, for sure. So apparently, Megan allegedly tried to force Nicki Minaj to drink while Nicki Minaj was pregnant or trying to get pregnant. So that was one of the instances that triggered, this feud between them. But obviously, over time, it escalated into other events and subliminals and stuff. And I think, but just eventually, it gets out of hand. Like,
Yeah. You can't
yeah,
control the narrative any longer, right? Like it's
yeah,
But yeah, again, dude, I'm here for it, bro. As long as it doesn't get violent. I also know like based on the Kais to not like stream with Offset, and like Offset's Nicki Minaj's husband was like out looking for Offset. Like I know her husband seems to be a little bit out of control. So I hope this doesn't lead to anything, God forbid, violent. But I'm here for multiple diss records. Like, bro, like I feel like hip hop should get back to this, right? If there's genuine beef, whereas like in the sense of like, yo, I don't like the way you rap, bro. And like, that's enough, right? Remember back in the day, it was like, bro, I feel like you're stealing my style. I'm going to call you out for this shit, right? And that was like acceptable. Now it's like the only time you can talk about the op is like if they fucking circled your block and like killed 4 of your boys. Besides that, you cannot have beef with anyone. It's like, bro, fuck that, dude. Like, if you genuinely don't like the way this guy fucking raps or like his appearance, like go at him, bro. That was the whole like fun part about hip hop, like a cipher and just like dissing on everyone around you. Like it was just a fun thing.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was the other day I was looking at some videos about rappers who like allegedly fell off and stuff, and one of them was an incident between Tory Lanez and Roddy Ricch, where Roddy Ricch tweeted about Tory Lanez biting his style. And then Tory Lanez got upset and was like, I'm a phone call away, blah, blah, blah. So how do you feel about when rappers are like, why are you on Twitter talking about XYZ? You could have texted me. Do you think that is valid, or do you think it depends on their relationship? Like, because that seems to be the go-to, like, bro, like, why didn't you text me this shit? Like, you just want clout.
Yeah, I do. I really think that one depends on the relationship. Like truly, like if there's any kind of, even if it's like a passing, but we've spoken to each other on a one-on-one basis, I do think that deserves like a reach out text, like, yo, like, can we talk? Because like this isn't sitting well with me. But if it's like, I don't know you from anyone, you're just another person on social media, bro, it's fair game to me, right? Like I remember like there was a lot of like these allegations like with Fabulous and like Mace. And like Lloyd Banks and Mace. I mean, I think everyone at some point stole Mace's flow, to be perfectly honest, from New York. And like Fabulous was offended by like Mace not reaching out to him, but I'm fine with it if there's no relationship. But if there is a relationship, there should be some, at least like, not saying like a olive branch, but just like questions in private, and then you can take it from there. What do you think?
I think that's fair. I would say if this is someone that you would normally text or have enough of a relationship to speak to call up and have it be normal, then
if your number's on in my phone, you should be able to text before I read it on Twitter. Like
But if they're insinuating, hey, you could have got your manager to figure out my manager and go through all these fucking loopholes just to be like, hey, I think that song was biting my style, then no, fuck it. I'm gonna go to my IG story or something.
Correct. But dude, that's a good segue, because I think you found online. What was Academics talking about? Like the top 10 rappers who he thinks have fallen off in the last, like, do you have a list in front of you?
Yeah, I have the list. And to be clear, I definitely don't think Academics created it. I think it was just going viral.
Got it. Okay.
But I have the list here. So top 10 rappers, and this is in order apparently. But number 1, Bobby Shmurda. 2, Quando Rondo. 3, Lil Baby. 4, NBA Youngboy. 5, Rich Homie Quan. 6, Lil Pump. 7, Designer. 8, DaBaby. 9, Roddy Ricch. And 10, Meek Mill.
Okay, so we'll get into the list in a second. Do you have any honorable mentions you would add to the list? Like if you were making this like a top 15, who would you add?
Painfully, I would add Fetty Wap for sure.
Yes.
Who else? Damn. I mean, that one was just so blatantly obvious. I was like, how did that not make the list?
Well, I think the only reason, this is why we'll get into like, obviously, because I'm glad you brought this topic up, because I feel like it's niche enough like for us to talk about. But I think this one's a difficult topic to kind of truly dive into from multiple angles, because like falling off means what though, right? Were you like the man at one point and then you're just not that anymore? Or did you just really have like a nice little run and then it just never happened for you after, right? Like I feel like there's levels to what a fall off truly is, because I feel like the fall off for Little Baby compared to the fall off for Little Pump is completely different, right? It should be viewed very differently. So I think it's very like, interesting how you interpret that. I do have a couple more names, and you let me know what your thoughts are. G-Eazy is one for me.
Yeah.
If you would say fall off. I think Wale has fallen off, right? Like it depends what you think of Wale, right? If you think of him as like a backpack rapper that he's just happy to be around, then maybe he didn't fall off in your eyes, you know?
Right.
I think Little Skies has fallen off. Even though I know he's on the new Lyrical Lemonade album, but I think he's fallen off, to be perfectly honest. I think YG has fallen off, right? I think he's just like another West Coast rapper that honestly, like, I don't think anyone really takes him seriously in music in general, right? Like, I don't think he's disrespected, but it's almost like no one's really checking for YG music.
I think YG's tough to say. I'm a little hesitant with him just because I know in California, well, maybe LA at least, like he's still
beloved.
Yeah, beloved, like kind of like Tyga, like people will go crazy at a concert if he's there. But in the grand scheme of like the mainstream conversation, I feel like he's not present really at all.
Correct. That's like that's what I'm talking about, right? So like I think these guys still have like a niche market. Like I think they can still like they're gonna still make money off hip hop, but it wasn't to the level it was prior. And then the last one on my list was Wiz. I think Wiz, to a certain extent, has fallen off, right? If you think about Wiz at its peak, right, dude, there's nothing there. He hasn't been at that level in close to 15 fucking years, right? Like, so it's like I would think that's a fall off. But those are just some honorable mentions. But we can just focus on the list itself. So from the list, do you agree with the order it's in?
I can already say no. It's added to that. I think the tricky thing too is like, I mean, you kind of already alluded to it, but do any of these rappers actually want to be on top? Because like, for instance, Wiz, I feel like he just wants to smoke weed and like make mixtapes and do whatever fucking other billion businesses he has.
Correct.
Whereas like Roddy Ricch very clearly was trying to like
be the guy,
put out an album, be the guy. Yeah. And it just wasn't.
Dude, but this is a side note, but do you think the reason why I had Wiz there is because I agree with you. I think he just wants it. I think he's doing exactly what he wants to be doing, bro. But do you think like the only reason why I say he's fallen off because I do think his day one fans are disappointed. Like I don't think they're happy with the quality of music they're getting from him, bro. And like I'll throw myself into that, right? Like, bro, I remember mixtapes.
You can throw me in there too.
You know what I mean? Like when his shit drops, I'm just like, bro, this is lazy, dog. Like this is not what you were giving us 14 years. And again, I'm not saying keep doing that, but if you're gonna stick to a niche market, you would think you would at least keep that sound, right? Like I don't know. I struggle with him because like, bro, in my core, I love him to death still, but I'm like, bro, none of this shit that you drop, I'm even remotely excited about.
Yeah, no, I that is a good point. And it kind of proves that it's very difficult to find an objective way to say like, all right, this person fell off, and it depends how far too, not just did they fall off, but did they fucking crash land at the bottom of a ditch.
So for this list then, out of those 10, who would you be in your opinion? We'll use the same names, but who's the top 3?
Top 3, Bobby Shmurda,
no,
Roddy
for you
Ricch.
I'll say for you. Okay. Yeah, for
just
you.
In general?
Yeah, like if you had to do the list in order, who would be your top 3 out of that list that's fallen off the hardest?
I would say Fetty Wap, Designer, and Rich Homie Quan.
Okay. And the logic behind that is what?
Fetty Wap. Well, Rich Homie Quan and Fetty Wap, I mean, you just could not escape them. They were at the top of the charts 24/7. And like it was blatantly clear that they were seen as people who are going to be around damn near forever, at least on the charts and working with people left and right. And they just fell off the face of the earth. And I just said Designer because I mean he had like I think one of the biggest songs ever and hasn't been able to make any traction whatsoever. And I follow him and see him trying so hard to land with something. It's just not working
at all.
Yeah.
Which is his fall off is crazy. Like I don't think, his just goes like, because it's not lack of effort, right? Like it's just, bro, like the audience is just not fucking with it whatsoever. Like for whatever reason, like they're just not. Like again, I don't know if it's just too much of the Future similarities or the songs. Like he's a goofy ass dude, bro. And I don't know if people like want to like, what mood do you have to be in to truly just dive deep into like a designer song? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, it's tough, bro. But that's
and then it doesn't help that he was caught, beating his meat on the plane or whatever.
And then the excuse that he had for it was just like, oh, mental illness. It's like, bro, you're horny as fuck. He's like, let's
and it just makes him look even worse. It's like you fell off, you're like a sicko, like, and then no one's gonna want to take you seriously after that.
Yeah. No, I'm good with that list. So for me, if I again just using that list alone and then saying like rearranging it, I would go with number 3, Lil Baby, number 2, Da Baby, and then number 1, Meek Mill. Because I truly think that, dude, what Meek Mill was when he came out of jail and dropped that album, I think what, Champs or Champions? Bro, immediate classic. Everyone's like, bro, Meek is back. Like the momentum was on his side. And for dude to go from that to now where, bro, like, dude, that Rick Ross Meek Mill album came out, no one's talking about it. Not even one song, bro. And it's just, he's a goofy ass dude. We know him more now for either dumbass comments on Twitter and Instagram or videos of him doing odd shit that you're like, what's wrong with this guy? You know what I mean? So his fall off just seems wild, right? Again, I think the baby's fall off is also crazy when you think about like what he was trajected to do, right? Like, dude, Dua Lipa songs, hits after hits, bro, from 2019 to Incident at Rolling Loud. Dude, he was probably the #1 rapper in the game, right? Bar none. Like, compare him to anyone like that time. And then Lil Baby had a run where you were like, oh shit, this guy, for whatever reason, might be the next guy up, and that just never happened, right? But I would say for Meek Mill, the fall off from what he was at his peak, which is only 3 or 4 years ago, to what he is now, I think it's a fall off where like, it's clear there's no coming back, right? It feels like Meek is just going to be a guy who's always in hip hop, is going to make his money here and there, and is like okay with like business options now. But as far as like you're waiting for a Meek Mill album to drop, I don't think anyone cares, bro. Like genuinely.
No, I agree. It's interesting how he became like the laughing stock of the internet in recent years. When at one point in time, like he easily was one of the most anticipated rappers that we could have imagined. Especially when he and Rick Ross and Drake and all these guys in French Montana were aligned, like they were like the Justice League in a way. And now, he lived long enough to see himself kind of become the villain. Much of it his own behavior and doing, but yeah.
Yeah, just wild. And again, and I feel like it's different for certain artists, right? Because I feel like no one would ever utter those same phrases about like Rick Ross, because like Rick Ross inevitably has like a sense of like, we respect him, right? Like it's more like, all right, man, like maybe like, yeah, he's just a richer, older man now. Like we're not really trying to hear him talking about moving bags anymore because we don't believe it. But like, if Rick Ross pops up on a Drake verse, you're like, bro, that shit's gonna slap and I want to hear it. You know what I mean? Like it just makes sense. Whereas with Meek Mill, we're just like, bro, ain't nobody trying to hear you, dog. Like
exactly.
Like at all.
The thing is, like Rick Ross lived up to his like boss persona. So
correct.
When he pops up on a song, you're like, all right, maybe like this is his one day off where he just wants to talk his shit and disappear. And like you believe it. And whereas Meek Mill, it's like, we saw you at the white party or whatever it's called, hugged up on a bunch of billionaires, and then now all of a sudden you're doing drive-bys and whatever else. But then you're gonna go talk about prison reform tomorrow, and it's just not a believable scenario at that point.
Correct. And again, all the kudos in the world, because I do think that prison reform stuff he's trying with like Rock Nation is like the best intentions, right? So again, bro, I think he's gonna have a very successful second part of his life and career. But from the sense of like hip hop, dog, like that fall off was drastic, bro. And I truly think with him and these guys, like people are just, these fall offs are crazy because I think people legit have just moved on. Like I don't think these guys are one hit away from winning people back. Right? I feel like it's literally like either like extensive amounts of hits or an album that just changes music in a certain sense. Because again, like no one's checking for Lil Baby either. And I think that the Baby just feels so toxic that it's like almost like if he does drop something you like, you're like, shit like this? Like, I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to fuck with this yet, kind of a thing.
Yeah. No, that's a great way to describe it. It does kind of have a controversial feeling sound to it now. Lil Baby, I saw from a mile away. I think ever since.
Yeah, you've been on that from the beginning,
pandemic.
bro. Like, I'll give you credit.
Yeah.
You were like, yo, this ain't it. I was like, no, dude,
Yeah.
I'm bigger than life, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it was a moment.
It might have been a lucky guess because Gunna, wasn't that far off, and I love Gunna now. The world seems to love him, but I think Lil Baby was just way too one-dimensional for me, and I'm like, and I think what it was the comparisons to like Drake and him surpassing Drake and shit. I'm like, Drake is infinitely more versatile than Lil Baby, and I was like, I don't see Lil Baby appealing to the younger kids for that much longer. So I think that's what
I would say in his defense, he did have it was also the features that he was being put on, and he like truly performed, right? Like that J. Cole feature was crazy. The Kanye and the Weeknd feature was crazy. So it's like, okay, dude, like, are we like, should we be looking at this guy differently? But then I think he gave us enough content that we're like, all right, these are maybe like one-off moments where you really showed the fuck out, but that's not who you are. You know what I mean? Like, you could jump on and give us a crazy 16 and flow, but you as an artist is these bodies of work that are at best average. You know what I mean? Like, there was multiple albums he put out from like 2020 to now that you're like, bro, there's maybe like one or two songs I truly want to hear again. For the most part, not really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I think similarly for the Baby, because he has that same flow pretty much on every song. I think some of it felt gimmicky. I think it was good because it brought back that like fun, like early 2000s music video feel. Yeah. But then again, kind of like Meek, like people started making fun of him and how he has the same flow and like weren't really taking some shit seriously. And then he's getting into fights every other month. Granted, people are like pressing him, but still, he's bringing energy.
Yeah, it became like a joke, bro. It became a joke. Like it was either if it wasn't the controversial comments, then it was like he's getting into a fight and then he shot someone who broke into his house. And we're like, all right, bro, but like, why are you always in the middle of this shit? Like there's just something feels off here. So yeah, again, I just feel like those fall offs were wild. Like the Roddy Ricch one, it almost feels like, dude, it's weird. Like I don't consider him a fall off to a certain extent because I feel like he very much overachieved, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like kind of being popular, but not really is what he should be. But I think the racks in the middle and then him following that up with a very good body of work first album put him in a limelight that I don't really think he was destined to be in. Like, I really think he's just like a middle of the line creative hook creator. And all of a sudden he was like pushed to the front of the line, like, oh, this is the new sound of hip hop. And it's like, is it, bro? Like, I don't think so, man. Like, I think this guy just got lucky and like, it just felt good for like 12 to 16 months for him. But I don't truly, like, I never read Star with him, like at all.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think his sound definitely was much more Atlanta than it was LA.
That's where he's from, right? He's
he's from LA.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's from Compton actually, but either way, he's from SoCal. And obviously that sound isn't like native to that area. So I think that kind of gave him an edge, but at the same time, it's almost like he's already competing. He's competing with the Futures and Gunnas and stuff.
Right.
And I think the box was just lucky because of that, the squeaky sound.
Yeah.
Just
like, I think, dude, I feel like there's some times where things just like, I mean, like, again, you're going to be playing basketball now, so you're going to feel this like yourself. But like when you're in the zone, right? And like everything's going in for you, like, dude, I just think he had a really good run that everything he put out, everyone just loved it. Right. I feel like you can do that, but also not be like the top of like the genre. Right. Like you can just have a really good album and that's all you are. And that's fine. But that's why I don't really hold like him falling off too much against him, because I don't really think he was ever meant to be that guy, bro. Like, again, I really think we felt in love with Racks in the Middle after Nipsey died. And then we were like, oh, he just dropped a recent song. Oh, who's this guy? We never heard of that flow before. Like it just made you start questioning more things. And I think honestly, not to be a dick, but I think he really rolled that wave of like Nipsey dying. He was like the most recent affiliate. That song became like almost like a hood classic in a weird way. And then he just rode that wave and dropped a really good body of work. So kudos to him. But like in a normal situation, bro, I don't see if he even gets that stardom if Nipsey didn't die. Like, and I'm not even trying to be a dick. Like I really truly believe that.
What did the box take off? Was that after Nipsey passed? Like when it blew up?
After. Yeah. But I do think like, I feel like a lot of his momentum came from like Racks in the Middle because that was Nipsey's last released song before he died. And it was like, it brought so many eyes to it that I think people were just like intrigued by who's this guy on the hook that we've never really heard a flow like that from before.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, the box just the formula of the song was just perfect as well for being catchy in like every single way possible. And to your point, I think it's really difficult to follow up Luck in a way. Not to say he like obviously he made the song amazing.
Yeah, dude, he's so talented, bro. Like, again, this is not like, hey, are these guys talented or not anymore? It's like, no, it's just like there was a drop off, right? So we not trying to beat this as a dead horse. Who do you think from this list of 10 has a chance of coming back before we move on?
That's a good question. The biggest chance, I would say, it's a really good question. Realistically, or like if they wanted to, like, do I think this person,
like in 6 months they may actually still be dropping and like people are losing their mind over it?
I'd probably say Roddy Ricch. I don't think he's done like you mentioned. I mean, I think Luck is why he was on top, like to that extent. But based on this list, I feel like if we're talking about like coming back with a hit that fits the current sound, and could go viral and be a smash, like I think Roddy out of all these guys would be the one to do it. Like for instance, if Roddy made something that sounded like "Fuck You Mean," people would be on his nuts in a heartbeat. So I think he's probably the most capable right now, and he's super young still.
Super young. Yeah, dude. I'm gonna echo that. And the only other person, just like to make it like just to not give the same answer, even though I don't think he's anything special to me, I don't even know why NBA YoungBoy is even on this list, because according to the numbers, he's probably one of the biggest rappers in the history of rap, bro. So I don't think he's fallen off. So if anyone's gonna have like a comeback, quote unquote, from this list of 10, I would say it's him, because he's young as shit. He seems to have a fan base that loves him to death. So I don't see how like there will be a fall off here, because I don't really think he ever fell off. I think his fan base still loves him, and for whatever reason, I also think he's actually beloved in certain parts of rap from like mainstream artists that we fuck with. Right.
Yeah, for him, I've never really had like a barometer to measure like where he is. I just always thought he was like king of the underground or the kids.
Yeah, whatever he does, he's number one. So like. Yeah, same, bro. Like I the only song there's like a handful of songs that I know by heart by him. It's always like a feature, to be perfectly honest. But I just know from like what I see on like Complex and other major platforms that his fan base is obsessed with him, and he has plenty of #1 records. So like I don't even know why he's on the list. So if anyone's gonna come off this list, it'd be him. But obviously, I also agree with you with the Roddy Ricch part.
Yeah, and I also don't know why Quando Rondo's on the list. Like he was never, quote unquote,
was he ever that guy? Yeah.
So that was
correct.
Weird.
Yeah, no, I agree. But the Little Pump one makes sense, bro, because there was again almost like 6ix9ine, where like I don't think we took him seriously, but there was moments where it was like fun, and you're like, all right, this is like a fun song to fuck with. People fuck with him because it wasn't just like what was it? Was it not Ric Flair? What was that song? Was it Boss? Right? That was a song.
Boss.
I think that was a song, dude. Like, wasn't Lil Pump's like most popular song like Boss?
Yeah, he does. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's his most popular. Gucci Gang might be his biggest one.
Gucci Gang, yeah. So he has Gucci Gang. He has Boss. He also has that song with Diplo and French Montana that was "Welcome to the Party." That was like a big anthem. Like, dude, like he has enough moments. Like no one ever took him seriously. So like, but like he was fun, dude. But to go from that to what he is now, like a clown, right, is pretty crazy. So like I feel very confident that there's no comeback in hip hop for him. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. But I feel like we could add like another 10 people to this list if we're being perfectly honest. But
oh yeah, for sure.
We'll let this list just live on its own. But definitely a good topic to bring up, bro. Before we get out of here, heat of the week in a second. But apparently there's rumors that the GOAT Jay-Z may be coming out of retirement to bless us with an album in 2024. So your thoughts on if that were to be true, how would you feel about that?
I'd be excited. I forget if we mentioned this at the end of last year, beginning of this year, but that's one of the people I think could help save this year in terms of hip hop. Just good quality content from a different perspective. Obviously, he's getting older and older. I'm sure he has some interesting things to say. And he's always someone I've respected as a rapper who I think puts out quality music.
Yeah.
And I just hope it's not some like Andre 3000 shit, like him playing the banjo or fucking harmonica for 3 hours. Like I hope it's bars in something that's much needed from a traditional hip hop sense, but for the masses.
Yeah, dude, I think I would be obviously it's a Jay-Z thing, so I'm gonna run to it in Timberlands, right, to go fucking download. So I'm excited about that. However, it would be interesting to understand like the sound of it, right? Because when he dropped 444, it was very clear that was an album which was more about like it stayed in a pocket, right? Like there was never any anthems. It was more so like lessons. Let me sit down. Let me teach you a lesson on life, listener, right? Hey, don't fucking cheat on your wife because you're gonna ruin your entire situation at home, right? Like, hey, invest in these kind of properties because that's how other people are getting rich, right? There was lessons in it. In 2024, I don't know how well that album would do today.
Right.
So I am very intrigued of like what kind of album. Is it going to be a pure hip hop? Like, yo, let me just show you guys how to spit bars. Or it's going to be like, hey, let me try to put you on game into like what you should be focusing on as you're like entering your 30s and mid 40s or something, right? I'm very intrigued what the content will be, bro, because I can also see a lot of hip hop fans saying, bro, like, we respect you, dog, but we're good. You know what I mean? Like, you're old as fuck. We're not trying to hear from you. Like, obviously, I would never do that. It's blasphemy to me, but I can see enough, like, younger hip hop fans saying, bro, like, when you were at your peak, I wasn't even born yet. So, like, why the fuck am I meant to, like, drop everything and listen to your album?
Yeah. I mean, content-wise, I could see him talking about the current state of hip hop. I wouldn't be surprised if he said something clever along the lines of, like, you're letting, you know, the female rappers run it, or artificial intelligence is like harder than you niggas or some shit like that. I can see him talk. I feel like the bars that he drops that take over the internet are always super relevant to what's happening like in this very moment, and then people are blown away like, oh, he's paying attention. He's not just fucking on a yacht, you know, sipping champagne all day, ignoring the outside world.
He's aware, right? Even though he allegedly doesn't have social media, like he's fully aware of what is and isn't happening. Like, like I feel like the diss record would be just shots at like what the state of the game is right now, right? Like just like it's not up to what the standards he think it should be in, right? So that's I mean, regardless, I'd be excited for it. But honestly, I think dude, to be honest, like, for what we predicted, I mean, 2024 has been pretty active from like a music perspective, right? Like again, I don't know how great the quality was, but I do appreciate we're getting a lot of content in the first 4 weeks of the year.
Yeah. No, it's been good. I'm feeling pretty optimistic. Granted, it's only been 4 weeks, but we have plenty of time for artists to put out some good music.
Yeah, and it seems like there's a initiative enough that enough artists are like hinting that they're gonna drop something. Really, I think like on the Lyrical Lemonade thing, when you see so many artists expect to see this year, like hints of Big Sean, Del Curry, like you're like, oh, okay, they may be lining something up for this year that we weren't even anticipating. So I think there's just like this rumor of Jay-Z, just more room for optimism for us. So it's only a good thing for hip hop.
Yep.
Cool. All right, bro. So before we get out of here, episode 166 about to be in the books. What was your heat of the week over the weekend?
So my heat of the week is a song called Sundown by 21 Lil Harold. featuring JID. I believe 21 Lil Harold is on Slaughter Gang Entertainment with 21 Savage.
Okay.
And the song is actually, the beat is actually the same sample of a Heat of the Week I had like a few months ago, which is interesting. But I prefer this beat a whole lot more. JID really outdid himself. I know he's super popular, mainly more from like a underground sense. I know he has a TikTok song that's super viral, but in any case, he smashed the beat. The beat is absolutely fire. Just a really, really good Atlanta sound to it.
Okay.
And yeah, not too much else to say other than the sample is fire. I don't know who. Let me double check who actually produced it because I was gonna say it sounded like something Metro Boomin would produce. He didn't. 4 people produced this shit, which I'm not surprised by because the beat is bananas.
It was just so epic that it was like a fucking in the lab, and they just like had to like hook it up like multiple ways.
Yeah, yeah, super fire. Definitely peep that.
Yo, yeah, send it to me, dude. I don't think. So who was it? So 21 what? What's it?
21 Lil Harold.
Savage's.
Yeah.
Okay. But he signed 21 Savage.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he signed to 21 Savage. You can easily hear the resemblance just in the way he raps and his content and stuff, but it doesn't sound like he's biting him, which is good. But yeah, the song overall is fire. And JID, it's nice also to hear a rapper from Atlanta who has bars and a flow that is more akin to like a traditional, technically skilled rapper.
Correct. And there's enough things about him that you understand the mass appeal, but he's still very much like a rapper's rapper, like at his core. Right. Like it's not just gimmicky, like at all. Like I think that TikTok that went viral for him, where like the bitches like put the phone like taping it to the ceiling and they're dancing. Like I think that's just like good for him to have like a beat that garnered that, but I don't think him being gimmicky on TikTok is because his raps are corny. I think it's just because he's a very good rapper and he got lucky with a beat that took off.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure he probably hates performing that song now at his concerts because like
sure.
That's all people.
But I think he probably he's probably secured a few more million in his bank account though.
Oh hell yeah, song. For sure.
Yeah, like he'd probably be like the second highest paid person on Dreamville because of that fucking song. Because I don't think Boz or anyone else has like another viral song like that unless you're like J. Cole. So good for him.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, dude, send me that. Hold on, I want to double check my Heat of the Week because I want to make sure I'm not fucking this up. Yeah, okay. So dude, I heard this song on a DJ set on my run, and again, I feel like we should all go back and take a deep dive into the Drake More Life playlist, because I do think there's a lot of songs there that we just throw away because we don't consider it a Drake album, even though it very much is at its core. But I think because there's so many other features, and it was like, oh, this is like an OVO thing, so fuck it. But bro, the Drake song "Get It Together," which is produced by Black Coffee and has Georgia Smith on the hook, bro, that song is phenomenal, bro. Like at its core, it is a phenomenal record, period. And the fact that these are like throwaway Drake songs even make it even wilder to me that he just has these classics just sitting around that we heard and we're like, whatever. And then you go back to it 7 years later, you're like, Jesus Christ, like, how are we so lucky? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so I would just say, like, if you have a moment, listen to the entire body of work. But I think Get It Together with Black Coffee and Drake is just like a phenomenally produced track. And then, bro, when DJs are now playing with the background music to it even more to make it like almost like a very good house record, bro, this song is excellent, bro. So, and again, even me personally, bro, at the time I heard it, I was like, oh, this is like a corny attempt at like an R&B house song. Like, what are you doing? And bro, hearing it again now with like 2024 ears, I was like, bro, this is probably one of the most slept on Drake songs I've ever heard in my life. Nice.
I'm looking forward to hearing it. I think the problem with Drake is he has so many hits that like overshadow every album he releases. So half the time you're just like, oh, let me listen to those 4 or 5 songs over and over, because they don't, the other songs don't compare to that. And then, you know, naturally you go back and listen to the whole thing. And you're like, oh, I actually like this song, that song.
Yeah. And I think that's what it was for me. I was like, bro, where was this thing? And I was like, oh, it was on the More Life thing. Yeah. Cause dude, even like, I think Do Not Disturb has become like a B side classic for him, right? And I think at the time of the More Life album, like no one even talked about that, bro. I feel like on the More Life thing, we were only talking about that song Portland with Quavo and Travis Scott.
Yep.
I think there's Ice Melt with Young Thug. And then we were all like blown away or having some opinion about like the Kanye feature on Blem, or not Blem.
Yeah.
Whatever song he has with Kanye. But yeah, dude, like no one was talking about the other like 18 really good songs. So yeah, I would highly recommend you dive back in the crates and listen to that because yeah, it's just a good body of work.
For sure. Definitely adding that.
Yeah, I think Passion Fruit was also like a big one that everyone was talking about, right? I think this was like the first time that Drake started really diving into Caribbean sounds. And we were all like, bro, like what's happening here? Like there were the memes of him like yelling and like, bro, you make Caribbean music. At what point do you ever yell like this kind of a thing? So like, I know there was like funny comedy around it, but there's actually some gems on that body of work that I think a lot of people took for granted at the time of the album dropping.
Did this one have One Dance on it?
No, One Dance was on
or
Views.
Is that Views?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, first, this always was positioned to us as a playlist. So like, I feel like this never gets really ranked in like his bodies of work because there were so many features on it of like people like he was meant to be putting on from like different sounds. So I don't think this ever truly gets ranked accordingly or appropriately in like the Drake catalog, which again, I get, but there's some gems here.
Yeah, I never noticed it literally said a playlist by October. On the
I'm telling you, I think that in itself makes you go like, oh, okay, so whatever this is like no big deal because it's not really a Drake album, but it's very much a Drake album. Like it's all Drake.
Right.
Cool, bro. Great episode. Definitely send me that song, bro. Add it to the playlist. I feel like that was I'm excited to just I never heard of 21. What's his last name? Or not last
21
name.
Lil Harold.
Yeah, I've never heard him at all, so I'm excited to peep someone new. So I'm definitely excited about that.
Yeah.
I love JID ever since. Did you ever hear the JID Leonardo DiCaprio mixtape? Dude, very good.
Wait, when did that come out?
I want to say 2017.
Okay. Shit. Did I wait? Hold on. Was it that one?
JID DiCaprio.
I wonder if that one has black on it.
It might, dog. Yeah, DiCaprio 2 is actually the mixtape. It came out in 2018.
Sorry, the Never Story is the one that I have.
Yeah, DiCaprio 2 is the one that really got me into him, and that was in 2018.
Okay. The one I have is from 2017. So around the same time.
Yeah, around the same time. Yeah, definitely send me that track. But all right, bro, another episode in the books. I survived. I was debating about being able to sit down for an hour and a half after the run, but here we are. So it all worked out. But let the people know what we got going on, where they can peep us. Let's get out of here, bro.
Yes, sir. Catch us at audio-theory.com. New episode every week on all platforms. So head on over to the site. We also have the Spotify and Apple Music playlist. So check out the Heat of the Week selections we got on there. And if you're on YouTube, check down below. Copy some merch. Still a couple months left of winter. And at least where I'm at, there's no sign of it getting warmer anytime soon.
Dude, it was 87 degrees yesterday at 9:30 in the morning in Miami. And then I woke up to it being 52 degrees today. I was like, bro,
God.
What is happening?
Well, I mean, yeah, regardless, you don't have to wear the hoodie. You can buy it and just
just buy it for your house.
Supported the channel.
Just support the movement, bro. But cool, broski. Love you as always. Great catching up. Be safe, and back to it next week. Peace.
Likewise. Peace.